Hey everybody, this is Dylan. I'm making corn tortillas. In the past I've told you about how I used corn tortillas and homemade tortilla chips to break my oily chip addiction. So I wanted to show you firsthand how I do it, and then we could experiment with a couple of other things I've got on my mind with tortilla making. So let's get started. All I've got is a simple tortilla press that I'll put a link in the description to. I've got a bag of Maseco, which is just dried corn ground up into a flour, and I'm going to start with a cup of it. Simple, simple. And I've got like 3/4 of a cup of water. You'll experiment, I'll leave a little left in there, and you'll see that you won't have to measure how much water you use in the future because it's just going to be so natural. If you need a little more water, add it. I think I'm just about right on here. And I haven't added any salt or anything. If you do salt, you can add salt, but I like an SOS-Free, salt, oil, sugar free. And that's it. The dough is ready to use in a nice ball like that. And then all we're gonna do is take and make like a 1 or 2 inch ball. And then I've got my tortilla press, and here's what I've got. I took a 1 quart freezer Ziploc bag and I cut it into 2 sheets of plastic. Put one down, put your tortilla on top, close the press, and you've just smashed the tortilla between the 2 pieces of plastic, and then you're ready to go. I'm gonna get my pan going here. So I put a pan on like kind of medium to medium high heat. And get it real hot before you drop it on so the tortilla doesn't stick to it too much. So I'll just set that there. So while you're waiting for your burner, you can just make yourself several little dough balls so that you're ready to squash them all into tortillas. Don't want to let them sit too long because they'll dry out sorta. So you can see that we've made like 6 tortillas out of 1 cup of masa. That's quite a bit. This stuff's so cheap that it's a super good deal. And now let's drop a couple on here. The pan is just totally dry. I didn't add any oil obviously or water or anything like that. And just let them sit for maybe a minute or so on each side. And then they're ready to eat tortillas. They're delicious, they're fluffy, they're fresh, they're warm. And then we're gonna go to the next step, which is chop them up into chips, and I'll throw them in the oven. So these are awesome to make with any kind of tacos, enchiladas. These are just like the perfect corn tortilla, and they taste way better than anything you can buy in the store. And it's just, this thing pays for itself. This was only like 20 bucks or so, and it pays for itself very quickly. All right, so that's pretty good. We got 2 done. I'm just going to keep on going. So if you're anything like me, I'm just too lazy to bake them these days. I'm gonna bake them, but I'll just take this, take my nice bowl of pico. We got some salsa. This was leftovers from last night. And I just kind of tear up the tortilla and eat it just like this. With a little salsa on top, pico, whatever. Mmm. So to make chips, all we're gonna do is take this cooling/oven rack, which is pretty slick. It's reinforced so that the heat doesn't cause it to bind. Cut our tortillas into whatever you like. If you like 4 or 8, let's just go with 4. Oh yeah, baby. So I'll cut this one into 8. You guys decide what size of a chip you prefer. There's 8. See, they're a little smaller. And then just cover your sheet with them. Don't let them overlap so they cook nice and even. And then you don't have to flip them if you use this because it's got all the holes in it. The air is going to circulate around them really well. And I'm just going to put them in the oven at 350 for like 15 minutes and then keep an eye on them. And remember, when you take them out, they're going to harden up. So they're not going to come right out of the oven totally crunchy. Okay. That's good enough. All right, this is going in. I'll set a timer for 15 minutes. So for a while, I've been wanting to try some crazier tortilla recipes, but I just haven't gotten the job done. So now we're going to do that. This first one, I'm going to do the same thing. I've got 1 cup of the masa. I've got 2 teaspoons of red chili pepper going in, and then my water. And let's see what happens. So you can make any kind of flavored baked tortilla chip that you want because you're making the dough yourself. So you don't have to worry about, putting, seasoning on top of your chips and spraying them with lime because the seasoning doesn't stick well. You can build it right in to your dough. And I've been wanting to try this, and now we're doing it together. So let's just see how they'd go. I could see this being really tasty for tacos and enchiladas. Okay, there's a nice sort of slightly red colored spicy ball of masa. So let's make it into some tortillas. Oh, they look pretty. In fact, while that's going, let's just keep it going. Now the next one I want to do, you may think is a little crazy. 2 teaspoons of turmeric. Yeah, we're gonna give that a shot. Dr. Michael Greger always says to get some turmeric every day because it's one of those essential foods that's really good for you. Well, this is one way to do it. This is gonna be a colorful tortilla. Wow. Now that is turmeric tortilla. Okay, here's our chili pepper ones. Let's see how they taste. Pretty good. Gives it a little bite. Yeah, the chili pepper ones are pretty good. I would do that. Okay. Let's see how the turmeric tastes. Taste it by itself. Wow. It's pretty good. It's interesting. It tastes exactly like you would think. So that's cool. I like it. It could make a good chip. I mean, if you're gonna dunk it in salsa anyway, I think the flavors work. I think turmeric works with Mexican food and salsa and all those flavors. So give that one a shot. Okay. I think these are probably done. I'm just gonna let them cool, dump them all off the rack, and then they'll crisp up, and then we'll give them a try. This is one that was the bigger one, the 1/4 of a tortilla. Put a little pico on there. Nice and crunchy. So it's that simple. I wanna do one more. I got one more idea brewing. Get another cup of masa. Okay. I've got a teaspoon of onion powder and a teaspoon of garlic powder. And I'm gonna put that in. And I'm also going to take this bunch of cilantro and I'm just gonna grind it up in this mortar and pestle and get it sorta into, I don't know. We'll see. Into like a paste maybe? See what this grinds down into. No, it's not working. I think I need to use the bullet. Okay. I don't like the grinding. Next try. We're gonna try it with the bullet. Oh boy, flip time. Okay, I'm gonna get the cilantro out of there. It just wasn't grinding up the way up. We're gonna add the water to this that we know we're gonna need. This is gonna work. This is gonna work. Yeah. Okay, now we just have cilantro water. That's what I should have done from the start. Much smarter. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be good. Oh man, that is pretty. Look at that. Smells nice. Oh. Yeah. This might be the way I make tortillas from now on. Thanks for the help. I could eat it all day. I'm sure I have eaten it all day before. So comparing your own homemade tortillas to the store-bought ones, it's probably cheaper. I haven't done the math. It tastes way better. They taste fresher, they feel fresher, everything. But it's also probably healthier because you're making them yourself, you're probably gonna do it less often than as often as you might grab tortillas out of the fridge and eat them. So because you're processing it yourself, you're automatically gonna probably eat a little bit less of it, which is healthier because these are higher calorie products. These are flours that are dried whole foods, ground up into a flour. So you wanna minimize your intake of these foods. You wanna get mostly whole starches. But if you're in a time when you're gonna have a little bit of a flour-based treat, well, here we go. Let's taste it by itself first. This is the cilantro. That's good. Yeah, this is pretty cool. The cilantro one's good. That could be really good for your standard enchiladas too, with a red sauce. But the sky's the limit. You can make any flavored tortilla chip you want. You can bake any of these just the same way as we've done. And it's that easy to have any tortilla chip you like. You can make a strawberry tortilla chip if you want to blend up strawberries with the water and the masa. If you want to get really crazy, you can do anything. That could be cool if you were doing like a breakfast enchilada, some sort of a fruit sauce filled in the enchilada, and the enchilada is like a fruity masa enchilada tortilla. That could be cool. It could be a fun little brunch treat. I just invented it. Yeah, like by the same argument, the other day, I was arguing about how I'd rather eat a bunch of banana bread all at once than reach for the healthy, but has a little bit of added sugar, Kashi cereal that I buy in big bags from Costco that I haven't been buying anymore. But the difference is, while the ingredients may have the same health effects when you have a bite of it, the difference is the banana bread took me 90 minutes to produce, and the Kashi I can just grab at any moment out of the pantry. So what happens is I'll eat a whole bunch of Kashi cereal throughout the week, but I'll eat banana bread like maybe one time per week. So that's automatically healthier because you're going to eat it less frequently because it took a lot more work to produce it. So that's why the same two foods with the same content of nutrition, like a regular tortilla that you bought at the store or one you homemade, the difference is you're going to end up eating them less often because they take more time to produce. They may have the same exact health effects, but eating one in a greater quantity than the other makes a big difference. So that's kind of what I was thinking as far as it being healthier to process this food at home. That's what we did. We made a regular tortilla, corn tortilla. We made a chili pepper, red pepper tortilla. We made a turmeric tortilla, which was pretty nuts. And then we made a cilantro, garlic powder, onion powder tortilla. I would say your ratio of powders, for the most part, is gonna be like 2 teaspoons of whatever added to the 1 cup of masa. That was more or less a pretty close measurement. You could also do, you could do roasted garlic, same with a roasted red pepper or a sun-dried tomato tortilla, or a spinach. You could do spinach. You could just blend the spinach in the water, or you could steam the spinach first and then blend it up if that brings out more flavor. So you could do like any kind of homemade tortillas. I encourage you to try it and tell me in the Facebook group which favorites you might have come up with. And if anybody does that breakfast thing, you know it sounds crazy, but you're thinking there's something there. You're thinking there's something there. And so if anybody does that, I would love to hear about it. Chips are so easy. I think they ended up being like maybe 18 to 20 minutes at 350. I did a few minutes longer. So if you just keep an eye on it, get to know your oven, and you'll know immediately. You can just set it and walk away, come back, and your chips are ready. So these racks are just so cool for this. You can do fries on them too. Just chop up potatoes, season them, lay them on here, and you don't have to flip them again because there are these holes in the racks. So these are all really awesome snacks that I hope you'll try right away. Let me know how it goes. Let me know if you mess around with some flavored tortillas, because that seems to be pretty cool. Thank you for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Oh yeah, baby. You could do a little bit, like a teaspoon or whatever of cinnamon, and then some applesauce, and then you could make like an apple cinnamon masa. You could make into a tortilla. What are we gonna do with it? I'm coming up with brunch ideas. You're gonna use these. You're gonna use these, I know. Tell me, be honest.